Now in this video, I will explain that why centripetal acceleration is due to the changing direction of the motion, and also I will derive the magnitude of centripetal acceleration by a different method. So for that we are taking a circular motion which is in anti-clockwise sense, and the angular speed is constant throughout, and therefore the linear speed will also be constant. And initially the particle was situated at this position, and therefore its linear velocity will be pointing towards upward direction, and after some time the particle has rotated by an angle of theta, and now it is situated at this point, so its velocity will be pointing towards the direction shown. Now the initial velocity v initial will be equal to, in vector form it would be equal to v j cap, and the final velocity will be equal to, this angle is theta, so final velocity will be equal to minus v sine theta I cap plus v cos theta j cap, and the change in velocity delta v will be equal to v final minus v initial. So delta v will be equal to minus v sine theta I cap plus v cos theta j cap minus v j cap. So delta v will be equal to minus v sine theta I cap, and this is minus v cos theta j cap. I've taken this minus common, and it is due to the fact that v is greater than v cos theta. So you can see that this term is positive and this term is also positive. So the direction of delta v is towards the third quadrant. So the direction of change in velocity is towards the third quadrant, and hence the centripetal acceleration, which is due to the change in direction of the velocity, because speed is not changing in this case, only the direction of motion is changing. Therefore the centripetal acceleration is towards the third quadrant, and hence it is towards the center of the circle. So the magnitude of change in velocity delta v will be under root of v square sine square theta plus this is v square into 1 minus cos theta whole square. So delta v will be equal to, v is common, under root of sine square theta plus 1 plus cos square theta minus 2 cos theta. So delta v will be equal to v under root of 2 minus 2 cos theta. Now delta v will be v, and taking that 2 common, it is 1 minus cos theta, and 1 minus cos theta can be written as 2 sine square theta by 2. So delta v will be equal to, this is 2v sine theta by 2. Now for instantaneous change in angle, so theta will be tending to 0. Theta is small. Theta tends to 0, i.e. theta is small. Therefore delta v can be written as 2v into theta by 2. Now we know that the acceleration is change in velocity upon time taken, and the time will be calculated because theta is equal to omega t and time is equal to theta by omega, and omega is equal to V upon R. Therefore, A will be equal to delta V, which is theta V, and the time, which is theta R upon V. So A will be equal to V square by R, which is the magnitude of centripetal acceleration, which we have already discussed in the previous video. So this proves that the centripetal acceleration is only due to the change in direction of motion, and tangential acceleration is only due to the change in speed of the motion, circular motion. And the net acceleration is the resultant of the centripetal and the tangential acceleration, and it is due to the change in the direction of the motion as well as the change in the speed of the motion. Thank you.